We're now approaching the T-minus 1 minute mark. T-minus 1 minute, T-minus 1 minute, and counting. Now in the final minute of our countdown. At the 30-second mark, swing arm number 1 will retract. T-minus 50 seconds. As we pass the T-minus 50-second mark, the power transfer takes place. First stage, second stage, third stage, and the instrument unit going to internal power. T-minus 37 seconds, and our count continues to go well. We'll be looking for an ignition of those 5 first stage engines at the T-minus 8.9 second mark. We've passed T-minus 30, T-minus 25 seconds and counting, and Apollo 13 is go. T-minus 20 seconds, T-minus 20 seconds and counting. 17, guidance release, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence has started. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have commit and we have liftoff at 2:13. The Saturn V building up to 7.6 million pounds of thrust, and it has cleared the tower.
This is Mission Control Houston. We appear to have a good first stage at this point. Flight Dynamics Officer says the trajectory looks good. We show 1/2 mile in altitude at this time.
13 Houston, go at 30 seconds.
Roll complete and we're pitching.
Roger that. Stand by for mode 1 Bravo. Mark 1 Bravo.
1 Bravo, command.
Altitude 1.2 miles, velocity 1,500 feet per second.
Houston, go at 1. We show the cabin relieving.
13, roger.
Houston, stand by for S4B to COI capability.
S4B to COI, roger.
Roger, you've got it now, Jim.
We've got S4B to COI.
Booster reports that the inboard engine shutdown was a bit early. We're continuing to burn on the 4 outboard engines.
13.
Go at 6. And Houston, what's the story on engine 5?
Jim, Houston, we don't have a story on why the inboard out was early, but the other engines are go and you're go.
Roger. Houston.
Copy that, Jim. Good deal.
Copy that, Jim. Good deal.
Jim Lovell reports we have ignition. Lovell's report would indicate we had a very close to on-time ignition. The total burn duration should be about 5 minutes, 47 seconds.
Okay, so far.
Houston, roger.
We're hard docked, Houston.
Roger, understand, hard dock. Good deal. Fred, one more thing on the TV, if you could come down to F-22 again.
Okay, you got F-22 again. Okay, Joe, I'm pointing over toward Jack, and it's pretty bright with the Earth out that window. Is it sort of washing out the picture here?
No, Fred, it's not. We've got a bright spot where the window is. The rest of you are semi-silhouette. It's a pretty impressive picture.
We're about ready to pull the limb out, Joe.
Okay, 13.
Here she comes. Okay, it looks like we're clear, Joe.
Okay, looks good. It's weird because we get the TV about 10 seconds after you call it.
Okay, Houston, we have the S4B in sight. You go to maneuver the S4B.
Houston, roger that.
Joe, we can see it start to move. However, there doesn't seem to be a lot of debris or vapor coming out of it.
Roger that, Jack. Booster says that's great. He says the booster's doing its thing normally. Concur, we don't see much on the television at all. Okay, 13, we got Fredo on TV.
Roger, Houston. All we plan to do for you today is start out in the spaceship Odyssey and take you on through from Odyssey into the tunnel into Aquarius and show you a little bit of the landing vehicle. And your TV operator is now resting on the center couch, looking at Fred Hayes. His head is now just about at the beginning of the tunnel, and his back is against the optical area. And Fred will now transport himself into the tunnel and into the spaceship Aquarius.
You know, one thing I noted, Jack, when I first came across there, that starting upright in the command module and heading down in Aquarius, there's a little bit of an orientation change that, even though I'd been through it once in the water tank, is still pretty unusual. I find myself now standing with my head on the floor when I get down at the limb.
That's a great picture, Jim. You got the light just right.
The nice things, Jack, particularly for a novice like myself, is the ease of moving around in here. It's, of course, as you know from working in the command module simulator, it's really quite a boon to have zero gravity as an aid. It's confining really at 1G to move around very much in there, and it's quite easy. The limb, as you can see, it looked pretty clean. I found a couple of loose washers, about it, and a little plastic cap off the sequence camera had come loose, and I found it lodged over by the ED panel. Okay, right under Jim now. He's actually standing on a what looks to be a can here, and for the sake of all the people back there, housed inside this can is the Leo Masson engine, or hopefully you can see my hand resting on top of right now. The engine that we used to get off of the moon. Immediately adjacent to the engine cover here, I have my hand on a white box now, which has been shown before. This happens to be Jim's Bliss, the backpack, which will supply oxygen and water for cooling while on the lunar surface. This device we hope to make use of for a planned 4 hours and possibly up to as much as 5 hours.
Okay, Houston, for the benefit of the television viewers, we've just about completed our little inspection of Aquarius, and now we're proceeding through the hatch again and through the tunnel and going back up the Odyssey. We might give you a quick shot of our entertainment on board the spacecraft, which has been keeping us company for some time. a big benefit. Has been a big benefit to us in passing through the time away in our transit out to the moon. And it's rather odd to see it floating like this in Odyssey while it's playing the themes of 2001. Of course, the tapes would be complete without Aquarius.
Okay, Jim, we're seeing a tape recorder now, and just by the way, how long do you expect to keep the TV on this evening?
Whenever you stand by one. Yeah, I got him with the cabin repress valve in there, Jack. Every time he does that, our hearts jump in our mouth. But Jack, anytime you want to terminate TV, we're all set to go.
Okay, Jim, it's been a real good TV show. We think we ought to conclude it from here now. What do you think?
Roger, sounds good, and this is the crew of Apollo 13. Wish everybody there a nice evening, and we're just about ready to close out our inspection of Aquarius and get back for a pleasant evening at Odyssey. Good night.
Thank you, 13. Dane, we've got one more item for you when you get a chance. We'd like it to stir up your cryo tanks. In addition, I have Shaft and Trunnion
Okay.
for a look at the Comet Bennett if you need it.
Stand by. Hey, Houston, we've had a problem here.
Can say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem. Main B bus undervolt.
Roger, main B undervolt. Stand by, 13. We're looking at it.
Okay, right now, Houston, the voltage is looking good. We had a pretty large bang associated with the caution and warning there. And as I recall, main B was the one that had a amp spike on it once before.
Roger, Fred.
The interim here, we're starting to go ahead and button up the tunnel again. Yeah, that jolt must have rocked the sensor on, see now on O2 quantity 2, it was oscillating down around 20 to 60%. Now it's full scale high again.
And Houston, we had a restart on our computer. We had a pink light and the restart reset.
Roger, restart. And a restart on tank reset.
And I'm looking at our service module RCS helium 1. We have B as barber pole and D as barber pole. Helium 2, B as barber pole. And secondary propellants, I have A and C barber pole. Tmax temperatures.
Okay, AC2 is showing zip. I'm going to try to reconfigure on it, Jack.
Yeah.
We got a the main bus A undervolt now, too, Sean.
Main A undervolt.
Getting about 25.5. Main B's reading zip right now.
Houston, Odyssey.
Fly one, Jim. Okay, in Houston, we'd like you to attempt to reconnect fuel cell 1 to main A and fuel cell 3 to main B. Verify that quad delta is open.
Okay, Houston, I'm showing, I tried to reset, and fuel cell 1 and 3 are both showing gray flags, but they're both showing zip on the flows. Okay, Houston, are you still 813?
That's affirmative. We're reading you. We're trying to come up with some good ideas here for you.
Okay, let me give you some reading, Gay, in the interim to help main A voltage, Jack. I've got bus tie AC on.
Say again, Fred?
Interim to help out main A voltage, I've got main bus tie bad AC on. How would you rather accept the 25 volts that we're seeing on main A?
Okay, bus tie AC on. 10 Houston, we need Omni Charlie, please. Okay, in Houston, we'd like you to verify a couple readings for us. We'd like the nitrogen pressure on fuel cell 1. We need the oxygen pressure on fuel cell 2.
Okay, nitrogen on 1 and oxygen on 2, is that correct?
Negative, oxygen on 3.
Okay. Okay, systems test 1A. Says zip. And 2 Baker, which is 3 oxygen, says 0.6.
2 Baker says 0.6, and say again the other one.
Fuel cell 1 nitrogen reads 0.
Roger, 0. Okay, in Houston, we'd like you to open circuit fuel cell 1. Leave 2 and 3 as is.
Okay, I'll get to work on that.
And Jack, our O2 quantity number 2 tank is reading 0. Did you get that?
O2 quantity number 2 is 0.
That's AC, okay. Yeah, that's because of AC. And it looks to me, looking out the hatch, that we are venting something. We are venting something out into space.
Roger, we copy your venting.
It's a gas of some sort.
Hey, fuel cell 1, you just wanted off the line now, Jack, is that right?
We just wanted you to open circuit fuel cell
right?
1.
She's off the line.
Low control, Houston. This rapid exchange of conversation you've heard, the main B bus is off the line. Fuel cells 1 and 3 also off the line. Fuel cell 2 is presently on the line. We now show 13 at an altitude of 178,643 nautical miles. 56 hours, 12 minutes into the flight.
Okay, in Houston, we see you getting close to gimbal lock there. We'd like you to bring up all quad C's on main A, quad C1, C2, C3, C4 on main A, and also bring B3 and B4 up on main A. Okay, in Houston, you read?
Yeah, we got it. Over.
Okay, can you tell us anything about the venting,
Okay.
where it's coming from, what window you see it at?
Coming out of window 1 right now, Jack. And could you give me the thrusters again?
Okay, the thrusters.
What buses?
We'd like, on main A, we'd like Charlie 1, 2, 3, and 4. Also Bravo 3 and 4 on main A.
Okay, got it.
Difference there is to the reaction control system thrusters. We're at 56 hours, 14 minutes now into the flight.
13, we need Omni Bravo.
Omni Bravo.
Okay, 13, this is Houston. We'd like you to go to your GNC checklist, the pink pages 1-5, to power down until we get a delta of 10 amps. Over.
All right.
Roger.
Low control, Houston. That last report from Lausma asked the 13 crew to reduce the electrical load on the spacecraft.
Stereo, power down. It's not the big page, it's the 1-5.
Okay, we'd like you to go down that power down procedure until you get a delta of 10 amps, over.
Roger, stay. Okay, stand by.
This is Apollo Control Houston, 57 hours, 11 minutes.
4.1.
We now show an altitude of 180,521 nautical miles. Here in Mission Control, we're now looking towards an alternate mission, swinging around the moon and using the lunar module power systems because of the situation that has developed here this evening. We now show a velocity of 3,210 feet per second. This is Apollo Control Houston.
And we have a procedure for getting power from the LEM. We'd like you to copy down.
Okay, stand by, Jack.
That sounds like good news. Okay, Jack, about how long is it?
It's not a very long procedure, Fred. We figure we've got about 15 minutes worth of power left in the command module, so we want you to start getting over in the LEM and getting some power on that. And you ready to copy your procedure?
Okay.
Okay, and the CSM.
Stand by.
This is Apollo Control at 57 hours 46 minutes ground elapsed time. The black team of flight controllers is now on station in Mission Control Center looking at possible alternate missions as we have an apparent serious oxygen leak in the cryogenic oxygen in the service module. And now in the process of powering down the command module. Less than 15 minutes remaining of electrical power to the CSM. The command module surge tank has been charged with oxygen for entry.
Say again, please.
Oh, we were curious about activation 11 on the VHF.
Okay.
The scheme of going across to the lunar module, still connected with the open tunnel. The lunar module would serve as a sort of lifeboat for the crew of Apollo 13. Sometime later in the mission, it is expected that they would return to the pre-return trajectory, which they left yesterday in the mid-course correction burn number 2. The Parasynthian near the moon, they would use the descent propulsion system of the lunar module for trans-Earth injection burn at about 79 hours 30 minutes ground elapsed time. This would produce a day early entry at about 142 hours. That is a day earlier than a nominal free return entry. We're continuing to monitor the situation and still live on air ground.
Jack, Aquarius, what kind of return time does this maneuver give us?
Put you back in the water at 133 hours.
133, eh?
Affirmed. No, that's an Atlantic landing site.
Atlantic landing?
Affirmative. That's the pad that we've given you, but we may change our mind later on. We want you to have this info for now. And that's a minimum time return. All right, Houston, we've got to change the rest mat to the one to which you're aligned, so we'd like to have poo and data, and we'll ship that up to you.
Roger.
Master arms on, 1 minute.
Roger, Aquarius, and you go for the burn.
2%.
Okay, Aquarius, you're looking good.
Auto shutdown. You're looking at 1685 now, Jack.
Okay, you're go on the residuals, proceed.
Okay, when you say go on the residuals, you mean don't trim them, is that right?
That's affirmative, no trim required.
Roger.
Apollo 13 now at a distance of 5,349 nautical miles away from the moon. Velocity now reading 4,564 feet per second relative to the moon. Less than 2 minutes away now from scheduled time of ignition. Velocity reading 4,560 feet per second, nautical miles. 1 minute away now from scheduled time of ignition. Apollo 13 now 5,426 nautical miles out from the moon, traveling at a speed of 4,550 seconds. 30 seconds away. I'm standing by. One confirms ignition.
We're burning 40%.
Houston, 2 looks good at this point.
Roger.
Houston, you're looking good.
Roger.
Board display shows less than a minute to go in the burn now. Up on 4 minutes into the burn. Don't forget, descent reg went off.
Down.
Roger, shutdown. Was Commander Jim Lovell reporting shutdown. The engine is off. We're at 79 hours, 32 minutes into the flight.
Roger, understand SMJet 13812. It's not that time critical, Jim.
Can we do it at any time, Joe?
I think so, but let me check. Yes, Houston, that's affirmative. You can jettison the service module when you're ready. No big rush, but anytime.
Okay, sounds good.
Apollo Control, Houston, 138 hours, 1 minute into the flight. As you heard earlier, Joe Kerwin told Apollo 13 that they could separate at their convenience. That followed the time identified by Jim Lovell, which would be some 2 minutes after what we had earlier carried on the ground. We now show Apollo 13 at a distance of 35,729 nautical miles away from Earth, traveling at a speed of 10,400 feet per second. Copy that. We copied that report from Jim Lovell of service module separation at 138 hours, 2 minutes, 8 seconds.
And there's one whole side of that thing missing.
Is that right?
Right by the, look up there, will you? Right by the high gate antenna, the whole panel is blown out, almost from the base to the engine.
Copy that.
Yeah, it looks like it got to the SPS cell too, Houston.
I could ding the SPS engine bell, huh?
Wait, look, that's just dark brown streak. It's really a mess.
Aquarius, Houston.
Go ahead.
Okay, your go to start powering up the command module.
Right on, we're starting now.
Okay.
Houston, we'll punch off at 141 plus 30.
Okay, Jack, we copy and we concur.
Well, Jack Schweigert indicating that they plan to jettison the lunar module in about 3 minutes from this time.
Odyssey Houston, we can give you a go if you'll put the logic on momentarily, please.
Okay, the 6 logic is on.
Okay, just copied that, and you are go for fire alarm.
Real fine.
Left jettison. Okay, copy that. Farewell, Aquarius, and we thank you.
This is Apollo Control Houston at 141 hours, 31 minutes into the flight. We've had lunar module jettison. Apollo 13, the age of Aquarius ended at 141 hours, 30 minutes, ground elapsed time. We're up now on 3 minutes until time of drogue deployment. Standing by for any reports of acquisition. Got a report that Orion 4 aircraft has acquisition of signal.
Odyssey Houston, standing by, over.
Okay, go.
Okay, we read you, Jack.
That was Jim Lovell responding with the OK Joe. Action there, that was command module pilot Jack Schweigert.
We're looking at the weather on TV, and it looks just as advertised, real good.
Within 2 minutes now from time of drogue deployment. A report of 2 good drogues coming up now for main shoots.
Odyssey Houston, we show you on the mains. It really looks great.
An extremely loud applause here in Mission Control.
Visual, pretty good.
An extremely loud applause as Apollo 13 on main shoots comes through loud and clear on the television display here.
Roger. Apollo 13, this is recovery, over.
We have a report from the Iwo Jima that Apollo 13 at a distance of 4 miles from the ship. The smoke you see is venting of RCS propellants, reaction control system propellants.
They're going through 5,000. Roger, Apollo 13, this is recovery, and your chutes look good. Apollo 13 and recovery, passing through 1,000 feet. Through 500 feet. F1 on station. Is on station. Photo 1's on station. Photo 1 observes flight down at this time. On take up parity. Roger.
Another cheer in the control room as we had splashdown.